Ladies and gentlemen, I just spoke to the guy who's sitting beside me, and it was quite interesting. We spoke about the last race of the World EX in Maastricht in the Netherlands, and we spoke about this corkscrew inside the city of Maastricht, which was used for the last race of the World EX. And I guess the guy who's sitting beside me knows it much better than me. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun, and it was so quick. And every lap they took through this corkscrew, I thought, now he's getting out. Now he's, shit, once again, he's still in there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Sim Formula Europe, Andy Maassen. Andy, it's your turn.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the introduction. And first want to say thank you for having me here. It's a great honor. I look a little bit heated up. That's not because it's too hot inside, but just came back from the track from a taxi ride with a great electric car. So thanks for that one. For those who don't know me, Andy Maassen, founder of Sim Formula Europe. Just a little bit of a background story of myself. Started automotive technology. Worked for car dealers in the Netherlands for a couple of years, and in 2014 decided to start my own company. Everything is automotive related, and in 2016, seeing all the opportunities of virtual racing, we decided to go start organizing events on racing tracks with racing simulators. And I think you can say that's the start of Sim Formula Europe. Nowadays, our activities are more esports related than automotive. We still do a little bit of automotive, but it's more like esports. And like you see here, we have the live esports event. We do online and on-site as well. One of those we are organizing is the Sim Formula Europe competition. We do the qualifications, we do online, and on-site the finals. So we invite all the finalists to the stage in Maastricht. This is a yearly expo we do at the venue place Maastricht. We organize that together with Interclassics. It's an old car venue place, venue in Maastricht. And we attract 35,000 visitors on that event. And also on our part, we have exhibitors who are showing the latest inventions of sim racing equipment. Next to that, we also are a content creator. We talk about that a little bit more later on. We support businesses in the esports strategy, and we give technical support to other sim race events and competitions. For today, we're going to talk about City Track Maastricht. Like I told before, we were organizing live events and do that on the tracks as everyone knows, maybe like here, BILSTER BERG, Spa, Zandvoort. But thinking about that, we wanted to do it in our own city. We want to create our own racing track. Yeah, quite difficult, but we had that in mind, so we wanted to do it. We announced it in 2017 and actually released finally in 2018. So being different also means a lot of work. But since the introduction has become one of the most iconic racetracks in R-Factor 2, so really part of that part. So works really is the effort. Here you see some images of last race on the World EX Championship, like announced just. And yeah, it's part of the championship last year and this year. It gives amazing racing. It's a quite difficult street track. It's not like the normal one with great straights and night corners and an amazing slipstream. Devin Brown was the winner from this year, just in front of Lasse Sørensen, only a tenth of a second. If you missed the race, it's still available on the YouTube channel of RCCO World EX. So if you haven't seen it, join the YouTube channel of RCCO and watch it again. Back to 2018, we introduced the track of Maastricht, and we did it in the biggest cinema of Maastricht. It was a fully packed cinema, quite amazing, because not only we were actually curious about the track, also the rest of the people were curious, so that was nice to see. And we had a trailer which we showed at that time, and we're going to show the trailer for you right now. Here you see some highlights from Maastricht. And as you can see, it's an old Roman city. And here's a lot of free space. This is a city center, and Maastricht is. And here we are on the Northern Bridge, where the start of the very nice into the tunnel. You see, it gives extreme slipstreaming in the tunnel. Let's see if we go to the corners which never end. Here we pass the venue place, Maastricht, also is our this is the corner with the never end. To the end of the track. And here you have some two very fast corners. Up to the last part of it, very nice corner and the finish line. Also the video which we creating a city track, what does it mean? Like you've seen in the video, you can choose for the city marks, like the highlights of the city. And Maastricht being an old Roman city with very narrow streets and small bricks, it's not quite raceable. So if we wanted to do a race track over there, it would be more like a fantasy track. And that is something we really wouldn't like. We wanted to have a realistic and raceable track. So we went out and searched for a format which is raceable. And hopefully, or maybe raceable in the future for real life. Let's say that we do the qualifications virtual online, and maybe we race in Maastricht. Let's see what the major things about that one. But to get a realistic and raceable track, and after getting the format, we search for data we could use to make the track. And in the images you can see we used the level heights of the part of Maastricht. And in some pictures you see that the street is already finished, but next to it you see small bumps, and so every bump in the track you can feel, and even if you go driving uphill, you feel really that you're going up, and the same is going downhill, of course. With all that data, yeah, we hope to have a really realistic track of Maastricht. You also see that we mentioned laser scanned. There were two options to not do that one. One is it's really expensive, and the other one, when I was on the phone with the mayor and asked her if she could shut down the city for a day to have a laser scan, she wasn't that keen of that one. So we had to skip it and do it with the data we've got. Here you see the layout of Maastricht. You see the long straights, the narrow corners, and also the never-ending corners. And what you also can see is a long track. It's an 8-kilometer track. It's really quite long for a normal track, certainly for a city track. Yeah, but it gives fantastic racing. So that's perfect. And in the other picture, you see the water side where we have the fast corners. And nice to mention, you see in the small picture above, they weren't finished with the road at that time, so they were renovating and adding in the traffic plan of Maastricht, and there was any data available for that one, so that was a problem. But calling the developer of the plan and getting the GET drawings of that plan, we were able to get the track really realistic like it is nowadays. And the funny part is that we raised the track and the new traffic plan even before one car even passed it. So that's quite funny to mention. Now, the last part, what does it mean for a city? Marketing-wise, it was a big success. Like I said before, we introduced it in the big cinema in Maastricht. On the pictures, you see the mayor of Maastricht driving the first round. And after this, a day later, we went quite viral in the Netherlands on all the socials and made almost every newspaper in the Netherlands. So the city was quite keen about that one, and marketing-wise, it already had a big effort. But it also have other way of presenting your city. It's like you say we're standing open for new technologies. And actually, after introducing it, and nowadays you see that some new developments are coming to Maastricht, and also more esports events are coming to Maastricht. So that is great. If you ever want to visit Maastricht, I will recommend January when we have our expo. That is a really good time to do that one. So I really like to see you in Maastricht in January on our expo. And I want to thank everyone here for this great event, and have a big good time on the rest of the event. Thank you very much.
Andy, why Maastricht?
Yeah, that was quite obvious. If you want to create your own racing track, yeah, build it in front of your house. So
Yes.
we're living in Maastricht, and we're living at the racetrack. We have the perfect view over the track.
So that was your wish from the time on where you were 5 years old, I want to have my own racetrack.
No, and that time I was still playing with small cars and never thought I would end up in esports. But now we are sitting here and yeah, owning our own racetrack and doing esports events. So no, I don't think it was ever a dream. But actually we're living the dream right now.
Is it, how would you say you would choose a city? Is it easier when you have a city which is do you know Hamburg? Would it be possible to do a racetrack in Hamburg?
I don't know if there are a lot of famous racing drivers in Hamburg. But yeah, I think every city could have a racing track. Like you said, we didn't choose for the highlights of the city. We choose that it's raceable. So even in the future, maybe we're going to have more street races. So that was one thing we really wanted. We wanted to have it raceable. And I think a lot of cities, it's able to do that.
I really enjoyed the corkscrew. Could you, I know Maastricht a tiny little bit due to the fact that I was there for a watch store beside one of the parking garage, which is underneath the track beside the river, I guess.
Yeah.
Where, from that point of view, where is the corkscrew in Maastricht? Is it far away from there?
No, it's quite nearby actually. It's you're going to the corkscrew,
Yeah.
then into the second straight part, and you drive into the parking garage on the right. So it's really close to that one. And like you say, we have 2 long straights, and we saw the finals this year with Devon and with Lasse. Lasse, he was waiting for the slipstream, but he missed
it. What did the governor of Maastricht say to that? Was he, was he fine with that? Did he say, well, I'm proud I have an own racetrack in Maastricht? Or was he say, well, okay, it's just e-racing?
No, we have our own racetrack, and Maastricht is gaining some effort of that. It's our racetrack.
Yeah.
But like you see in the pictures, it's still our own.
Yeah.
She's the governor of Major of Maastricht.
Yeah.
And she drove the first round.
Yeah.
And I think she never sit in a simulator before that time, but she did a quite good job. And yeah, I think Maastricht and even the city nowadays, we talk a lot about esports and developments. Yeah, I think they're looking forward to a lot of things, and certainly proud of now owning our own racetrack in Maastricht.
I'm really looking forward to the next Dutch city who will own his own racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sim Formula Europe, Andy Maassen, the boss of Sim Formula Racetrack. Okay?
Thank you very much.